Hi, I'm Jen Corsi with Thriving Mamas, and today I want to talk to you about helping our kids face their everyday feelings. I don't know about you, but sometimes my kids actually are afraid of feeling their feelings, and they spend a lot of effort and energy pushing those feelings away or fighting them off. And it takes so much more effort and energy than if we just embraced the feeling, allowed ourselves to feel it, and get to the other side of it, where there's peace. So let me give you an example. The other night, one of our sons had been reading a book, and there was a scary part right before it was time to go to bed. And he was feeling kind of scared. And so he said to me, "Mama, will you sit with me for a little bit?" I said, "Well, I can sit with you for a couple minutes, but I have an idea. Why don't we try something?" And I explained to him that sometimes we spend a lot more time in a feeling if we're pushing it away and fighting it off than if we just embrace it, let it come, and get to the other side of it. He said, that sounds interesting. I said, "You want to try it?" He said, "Sure, we can try it." I said, "So you're just going to focus on the feeling and feel it as strongly as you can." And he said, "You mean I'm supposed to think about all the scary thoughts?" I said, "Oh, no, we don't want to focus on the thoughts. The what ifs, we can get lost in the what ifs. And that can be very overwhelming. But just focus on the feeling. Try to feel it as intense as you can. Don't worry about thinking about thoughts, but just feel the feeling as intense as you can. And let's see how long it lasts." So I sat with him and I said, "I'll hold your hand while we try this." And after about a minute, I said, "So how's it going? What are you feeling?" And he said, "I'm not feeling afraid anymore." I said, "That's awesome." And very shortly, he was peacefully asleep. And we were both very excited the next day when we talked about just how quickly that feeling had resolved. Now, the next day, we were in the car on the way to get flu shots, and my other son was feeling some fear about the flu shots and really just afraid of what was coming. And so I said, "Why don't we try this and see if you can feel the fear as intense as you can, and let's see how long it lasts." And he said, "Okay, well, we can try it." So he felt that feeling as intensely as he could, and after about 30 seconds, he said, "Wow, the feeling's gone." I said, "That's amazing. I'm so glad." And he felt peaceful all the way to until the flu shot while he was preparing for it. And of course, most people don't actually like needles, so the needle itself wasn't so fun, but he was not feeling that fear of what was coming all the way up until it, and he did really well during the flu shot. So both of these are examples with fear, but this can be true with any emotion, any big feeling from our day that we are fighting instead of embracing and letting ourselves get to the other side of it. We can spend a lot less effort and energy if we just embrace the feeling and get to the other side of it and find the peace there. Now, this should be able to work with any feeling that is just kind of an everyday feeling. If it's something that you can focus on, isolate, and feel, then you should be able to feel that peace at the end of it. Now, if that's intimidating to you or to your child, doing it with somebody who's a safe relationship is a great backup plan. So for instance, the first time I did it with my son at night, I sat with him and held his hand because he really wasn't too sure about jumping in and diving into the feeling. I wouldn't have to do that again, most likely, because now he's had experience that the feeling's not going to swallow him up and he's going to get through it. So having a safe relationship, somebody who can sit with you while you're in the feeling, is a great way to get introduced to it, or if it just feels too big, you can have somebody sit with you. Now, this is a great way to face everyday feelings, but it's not for trauma resolution. This is not a trauma resolution technique. Anything that you can hold in your brain from an everyday feeling, we should be able to get to peace from in just a few minutes on the other side of embracing that feeling. So I hope that this is a helpful tool for you to help your kids embrace their everyday feelings and get to the other side of them, but something that you can use for yourself as well. I know that for me, I spent a lot of time pushing away my feelings and fighting them. Spent so much energy fighting off my feelings because I was afraid of my fear or afraid of feeling hopeless or afraid of those feelings. And when I was able to just sit in them, embrace them, and get to the other side, I felt so much more peaceful. And now that I'm able to do that, it uses so much less energy. just to get through the day-to-day things. So I hope this is encouraging for you. I hope you can try it the next time a big feeling comes up for you or your kiddos, and that you're able to quickly get to peace on the other side.